morning.
I really God that I have this in the right. Okay, so the God be with you till we meet again. The first, we're going to do the first two. I have one for Dorothy. And you have one, and you have both pages there, right?
How are you?
422, thank you.
Am I supposed to have that one?
Yes, you're supposed to have that.
Buddy, just get it.
She just gave it to you.
Handed it out.
Silly. You're not paying
It's a
attention.
long day, Dick.
I can tell. This is the God be with you till we meet again.
Oh, Dick, are you doing the funeral tomorrow?
Am I what?
Doing the funeral tomorrow.
Yeah,
Would you mind picking me up?
no problem.
Just because it's supposed to be rainy and cold.
I'll pick you up at the
It's supposed to be there for 10:30. Yeah.
I'll ask mine. 10 or 10:30? Mary, she's singing.
Oh, is she?
Maurice, in the interruption, but what time do we have to be at practice for the funeral?
Tomorrow.
The funeral.
Tomorrow.
I heard.
I thought you were going to be singing.
I heard it was 10:30 down in, I don't know.
Yeah, I heard it was 10:30.
I'm rehearsing with the children's choir on the other side of the church, but I thought it was 10:30.
Yeah.
But I heard that you would be singing with us.
Yeah, and helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
the thing is, we don't want to hear any excuses.
we're not hearing any excuses.
I
don't
know.
say anything.
I'm just kidding.
But I'm going to be rehearsing with my youth choir first.
Okay. So, yeah, I heard it's 10:30.
What was that? Oh, yeah. Monday, Thursday.
So, you pick me up a quarter after?
Canada.
Pick me up a quarter after then? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
April 18th. Thursday, April 18th is Monday, Thursday. So whoever's
Thursday.
available to be there, that would be wonderful. 422. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but I'll go through it one time so that you can be reminded if you know it from before.
I've heard it before, yeah. It's been a few years, but yeah.
New to me.
Yeah. Okay, let's go through it. Let's go through the different lines. We'll start with the alto. Because we don't usually start. Usually we start at the top of the box. Today we're going to start with the alto. 3 and God, we bring them to the meet again. Nothing outside of
Yes, ma'am.
All right. 2, 3,
Lord be with you till we meet again. If a shepherd's care uphold you, Lord be with you till we meet again. That's pretty low, yeah.
So then you're going to hear.
We meet again.
So you're going to hear the sopranos and alto sing.
That's fine, yeah.
Yep.
It really helps.
So, Dorothy, I'm not supposed to sing this second hand.
No, we're not doing that.
Sing all those songs.
Yeah,
So,
we'll try.
yes, everybody, all choruses.
God be with you till we meet again. Lord, we want to serve you with the shepherds and hold you. God be with you till we meet again. Till we meet again. Till we meet Jesus feet. Till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Not too bad. God be with you till we meet again.
So we have in the first system and in the third system, each time, God be with you till we meet again, okay? God has the dotted quarter, okay? So we're emphasizing the word God.
I met my friend Mark during the afternoon for coffee, and that was good. I hadn't seen him in a while because I was sick, and then he was sick, and then I think I was sick again. Not really sure what was going on with that. Anyway, and then tonight I got to go to a book launching. The minister, the main minister at, well, the main priest, I guess, at my church, wrote a book, and it's this, which is very cool. The Living Diet. It's a Christian journey to joyful eating. Now that sounds like a cookbook, and I thought it was a cookbook. It's not a cookbook. It's well, it starts off with her journey having an eating disorder, and how she fell victim to what a lot of us fall victim to, you know, the media influence of what's considered a beautiful body or a perfect body. you know, and wanting to be thin and wanting to be beautiful and thought of and as beautiful, and the pain that often most of us go through. I felt it myself. I've had a struggle with my weight most of my life. I have a digestive disorder, so there have been times where I've been unbelievably thin, like far too thin. I went down to nearly 80 pounds when I was in my 20s, which, I mean, I'm 5'2". 80 pounds is, you know, I should be around 120. And I've been very, very heavy. Like, I've lost some weight recently, but I almost got up to 200 pounds like a couple of months ago, which is insane for somebody my height. But it, you know, it's really hard to find a balance, and you do beat yourself up, you know. And I think that this is part of it, and I'm hoping that it might actually help me quite a bit with my own struggle with food. And I know that one of the reasons why I got so heavy is that the last 2 years going through what I've been going through, trying to get this pension and losing my job and that kind of stuff, it was depression, right? Like, you get down on yourself, and so you fill that void with food. And also, if you're not working, you're gonna sit home and eat. At least I am. You know, I kind of inherited that from my grandmother. I mean, she used to say that, you know, some people are alcoholics. She was a cookieaholic, you know, so. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading it. It's available on Amazon if anybody out there is interested. I will leave the link down below. But other than that, as you see, I inserted a bit of the choir practice. I belong to 2 choirs. I belong to the senior choir that is part of the service every Sunday, and then I belong to something called Crable Chorale, who it's a smaller choir. We're a little less professional, and it's really a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it, so that's cool. So yeah, you know, I've been busy, you know, I've been feeling pretty good. There's been a couple issues with migraines and that kind of stuff, but then it's spring in my area, and spring in my area means that it's summer in the morning and fall in the afternoon and winter at night, or the other way around. So it's a little crazy. So the barometric pressure changes affect me a lot, like they do with most people with migraines. Even though for years doctors have tried to say it's all in our heads, but it's not. Yeah. And it's allergy season, which doesn't help either. But yeah, you know, it's been a good month. It's almost over now, right? Tuesdays. So I think I've been averaging the talking part about once a month. But through the month, I've tried to include excerpts of what I've been doing. I don't know who else is interesting. We've picked up a couple of followers, so hey, maybe I am a little interesting. I don't know. It's become a rather introspective month for me too. I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of soul searching, learning a lot at church, but also I've been reading a lot too. A friend of mine lent me a book on the African American history, and basically the history of slavery, and it's a really, really good book. They did a documentary on it on television, I think a PBS documentary, and that's been really interesting to find out. There were a lot of things I didn't know, like the history of slavery in Brazil and places like that. No idea. I thought it was all a British thing, but apparently the British were got into the slave trade through the Spaniards. So I didn't know that. I had no idea. I had no idea that South America and the Caribbeans had slaves even before the States did. Not that that's good or bad. It's all bad. But still, you know, like you learn it. And I like to learn things, you know, and I like to see other people's perspective on things. It's important to see other people's perspectives. You become closed-minded if you don't try to see it. Even if you disagree with it, you know, you should at least be interested in learning, you know, and listening. Because you'd be surprised at what you find out. You find out new information if you're willing to listen to somebody else. And that's a good thing. It's always good to learn. But I think that you learn that, unfortunately, when it's almost too late, like as you get older. Because I think when you're young, especially these days, life is so busy. I would not want to be a younger person now, especially not a teenager, because there's almost too many choices, I think, you know, and I think that it's easy to kind of get in your own head too much. That, and we don't really talk anymore, do we? I mean, we're on our cell phones, things like that. So, I don't know. Technology is good in some respects, really, but it can be really detrimental, especially to personal interactions, which I guess is why I like church so much. You know, even aside from the spirituality and the faith part of it, it's like I've met so many wonderful people and chatted with so many wonderful people, wonderful and welcoming people who really want to get to know you and tell you they miss you when you haven't made it to church, and ask you how you are, and really mean they want to know how you are. So I think that's cool. I really enjoy that aspect of it. Not much else is going on. Cats are fine. My last rat passed away a couple of weeks ago, which is sad. I have pet rats. I think there's footage of that somewhere, you know, on this channel, which is sad. But I mean, they're short-lived. The life expectancy is usually about 2, maybe 3 years, and I've managed to get them to almost 4 years, which is great. Now, the last 6 months, they're not doing much, but you know. But the way I look at it is because I always rescue my rats. I get them from the Humane Society here. The way I look at it is they're going to have short lives regardless. At least I have the opportunity to give them a really good short life, you know. So that's the way I look at it, you know. And I really enjoy them. They make wonderful pets. People don't know. Rats are really cool. They're like little dogs. You know, when they get to know you, they give you kisses, and they'll play fetch. You can train them. Well, they don't really train. They just do it. They like to be tickled and petted, and they'll curl up on your shoulder and go to sleep. And it's surprising, you know. They're really sweet animals. And people say, well, how can you have cats and rats? Well, my one cat, Oliver, the black cat, he thinks they're kittens. He tries to cuddle them and gives them kisses through the bars and stuff like that. And the other cat, the smaller one, the gray one, he's terrified of them. He won't go near them. He won't. Mortimer's scared of most things except Oliver and me. You know. And honestly, Mortimer's not my cat. He's Oliver's cat. The only time he really wants to come around me is when Oliver's sleeping or something. So, you know, whatever. Anyway. So yeah, this is a little short thing. I haven't much more to say, just checking in and letting you know that I'm still here. And